Hello everyone, this is Void Spirit. I'm here to bring you guys amazing fanfiction that you will surely enjoy. But before we start, please subscribe and like the video for more amazing content. CH28. Teochlorus Buff the Dragon launched a blast at the group and Rimuru stopped in front and used Kuvabot Kig Uriel. A bang resounded and the students were perplexed. Are you guys okay? Rimuru's question brought everyone back to their senses. Hajime walked to Rimuru's side. Hajime-kun, do you guys want some help? Chloe is an expert in dealing with black dragons that behave badly. No, just protect the students and sensei. Okay. The blowing stopped and Rimuru led the others away. Even though they were reluctant, they knew they wouldn't be able to help. Roar. The dragon tried to attack the group, more specifically Will. Gravity collapse. A ball of black mana came out of Yu's hand. She went towards the dragon's head and pulled it. The dragon was trying to resist and Shia took that opportunity to sledgehammer it. Dea. Sho even used gravity magic to get lighter and be more agile, however the dragon deflected anyway. Dopan. Hajime fired several shots and the dragon's hull held. The dragon tried once again to attack Will, but Rimuru defended easily. Buff the dragon used a blast on Yu and she defended with a barrier. Hajime saw that Yu would not hold out long and stood between Yu and the blow with his Azantium shield. Hajime was having a little trouble defending the blow and Yu was helping him with the barrier. Dea. Shia went up to the dragon and Pamsho managed to hit a vertical sledgehammer on the dragon, causing it to fall to the ground. The dragon managed to stay on its feet and was going to attack Will once again, however. I've never been ignored like this. I'll give you something you can't ignore. Hajime pulled Schlagen up and began to load the shot. The dragon saw that it would be dangerous and prepared a blast. Kaboom buff the blow met the shot and the two were fighting for a while, but the shot managed to pierce the blow and the dragon was badly bruised. Still it continued to stand and fight. Hajime set out to attack. Dopan. Hajime's shots made the dragon's hull crack, but not break. The dragon tried to swallow Hajime and was met by a kick. Take that. Hajime kicked the dragon in the head again and took shots as well. Dopan. The dragon's hull was really sturdy and would not break. The dragon tried another attack on Hajime. Tisk. Hajime was forced back by the force of the attack. The dragon then tried to throw Hajime away with its tail, but Hajime deflected it with a leap backwards. Hajime saw that the dragon's hull was too strong and had an idea that he would regret later. Hajime took his stack bunker out of the treasure chest. When the dragon tried to hit Hajime with its tail. Die by the tail. You bastard. The stack bunker hit the dragon's butt and at that moment. On. Take it off. Take it off. A female voice resounded and everyone was stunned. Yu approached and asked. You. Could you be one of the Ryujin? That was a race of men who turned into dragons that had been extinct for centuries. Ouch, ouch. First take it off. Please take it off. My sis is almost on. Hajime started pounding on the stack bunker. Answer the question, you worthless dragon. On. I have never been treated like this. Even though I asked you to take it off, you kept hitting harder and harder. On. At this moment the rest of the group approached. Hajime-kun. Stop. She wasn't attacking us because she wanted to. It looks like she was under mind control. Really? Hajime trusted Rimuru's analysis, so he asked to confirm. Yes. The dragon interrupted at this point. It's true. A man in a black cloak used dark magic to control me. You could take that thing out so we can talk. If I transform into a human in this state. What? The dragon confirmed Rimuru's words and Hajime was curious what would happen. Imagine the scene of a young girl run through that. Everyone shivered as they heard his words. Hajime then began to retreat. On. Slow down. On. I've never felt this sensation before. The dragon gave perverted moans as Hajime pulled out the bunker, so Hajime decided to take it out quickly. On. Even though I asked you to go slow, you. On. I came. What a great feeling. Hajime pulled everything out and a black mana cocoon enveloped the dragon and out of it came a beautiful young woman with big breasts and ass. She had on black clothes with red details and was red-cheeked, rubbing her buttocks with her hands. The young woman spoke. Nice to meet you. My name is Tio Chloris of the proud Chloris clan of Ryujin. Tio then began to tell his story. Some months ago his clan discovered that a so-called hero group had been summoned. The Dragon clan wanted to investigate this, so they sent Tio. Tio came flying and stopped to rest on a mountain. Then while I was sleeping, a young man with black hair and eyes used powerful black magic to control me. When he was finished, I heard him say that it took him a day. He seems to have some monsters under his control too and is heading towards the city. He said that this would prove that he was the real hero. I didn't understand that last part. The students and Aiko were wearing pale expressions. The description Tio gave of the black mage reminded them of a certain someone who had disappeared a few weeks ago. It can't be Shimizu-kun. A few murmurs could be heard. Rimuru approached and asked, Tio-san, how many magical beasts does he have at his disposal? Where are they? They are in the east. There are around 6,000 of them. Rimuru commanded the wind golem to the east. Hajime also commanded his metal birds. It looks like there are a lot more. Yes, it's around 60,000. Rimuru and Hajime spoke. Nagumo-kun. Rimuru-kun, can you guys see the black mage? No. I don't think he's there. Aiko got a depressed expression. At this moment you approached. I thought the Ryujin were extinct. Yes. We almost were. The only ones who survived were those of my clan who took refuge hidden from the gods. I am sorry for all that I caused. I didn't want any of it. I swear on my honor. We can trust her. You confirmed. Hajime asked why, and you said, the Ryujin are honorable. She won't lie to us if she swore on her honor. Oh. You would know quite a bit about my race. You said you were a vampire? You could be. You. That was the name given to me by someone important. I see. Aiko wanted to warn the town, so they were returning. Tio couldn't move, so Hajime had to carry her. He did this by dragging her by her foot. Ahahaha. I've never been treated like this before. It feels so good. Her perverted smile startled everyone. They walked back to the car and Aiko looked like she wanted to ask Hajime something, but she didn't. Rimuru seemed to have thought of something, but left it for later and was flirting with the girls. Chloe sat at his right side and was clinging to his arm. Sakura sat on his left side and had her head on Rimuru's chest while he stroked her hair. The schoolgirls, seeing this scene, gave cheering cries, "Kya! Kya!" and the boys looked jealous. Yu was hugging Hajime as he drove, and Shia was telling about her relationship with Hajime to the girls and Tio. How merciless. Punishing me like that. I'm getting wet. Tio was standing at the window as punishment for trying to hold on to Hajime. Yu, who realized that Tio was a pervert, lost all her respect for the Ryujin. They then arrived in town and one of the students went to warn about the impending attack. Hajime wanted to leave, but Aiko called out to him. Nagumo-kun, could you defeat the monster army? Aiko asked in a low voice. The students looked at him hopefully. Hajime then spoke. It would be too dangerous. It's 60,000, you know. My job is to take Will back, not save this town. Come on, Will. Will looked indignant at his words and spoke. How can you say that? You're going to abandon this town. I can't just leave everyone behind and run away. Maybe I should break your legs to bring you back? Will didn't say anything, as he realized that Hajime was serious. Aiko approached and spoke. Nagumo-kun. Please save this town. I know you don't care about the people of this world, but Sensei doesn't want you to live a lonely life abandoning everything and everyone. Look at that. It's kind of ironic that the teacher who cares so much about her students is asking me to go to war. Aiko was left feeling guilty at Hajime's words. Then a voice interrupted. Hajime-kun can go ahead. I'll kill that army of monsters and catch up with you guys later. Huh. Rimuru spoke and everyone was confused by his words. Rimuru was also confused as to why no one asked him to kill the monsters. Apparently Hajime's show of strength in the fight against Tio was so impactful that they forgot that Rimuru was very strong as well. The students and Aiko must have thought that Hajime was stronger than Rimuru, and so they asked him. Are you going to do it? Hajime asked curiously. Yes. Chloe and Sakura will help me, so it will be pretty quick. Good. We'll help too then. Even though it may be unnecessary, you are still our companions and we won't abandon you. Yes. That's right. Yu and Shia agreed with Hajime's words. Aiko and the others seemed not to understand the events. Aiko then approached them and asked. Can Rimuru-kun do that? Yes, yes. Well, I think they'll be here tomorrow so I'll get some rest. Thanks Rimuru-kun. Aiko seemed happy that Hajime and Rimuru were staying to help. Hajime and his group went to do some preparations for tomorrow. Rimuru went to take a bath to relax. It was nighttime and Hajime was cleaning his weapons. He was standing on top of an earthen wall that he made for when the monsters arrived. Hajime felt a presence approaching and looked in the direction. Sonobe. It was Sonobe Yuka. She shyly approached and spoke. Nagumo-kun, I want to talk to you about something. She looked a little embarrassed. Yes. I don't know if you remember, but back in the Orcus dungeon when we fell into the behemoth's trap, you saved me. I was about to be killed by a skeleton, but you saved my life. Hajime seemed to remember and spoke, yes, I remember. I just wanted to say thank you. Even if you say it was nothing relevant. It was to me, and I'm not going to waste this chance you gave me. She spoke with determination and was retreating when Hajime called out to her. Sonobe. Yes. Take care. He spoke this and went back to cleaning his gun. Yuka withdrew with a thoughtful expression. After a while. All right. What do you want? Hajime said this looking at the tree next to him. Fufu. As expected from Master, you found me out on the spot. Tio came out from behind the tree and spoke. Hajime just ignored his words and continued to clean his weapon. Then she continued. I wanted to ask to go along with you on your journey. In return I will become your servant and do whatever you want. I refuse. Wua. Immediate response. Ha, I'll have to change my panties. And so the deplorable dragon was rejected on the spot. Chloe was helping the students with their war preparations. Even if it wasn't necessary, she didn't want them to feel useless. Hajime was making a wall and Yu and Shia were by his side. Rimuru was taking a bath to relax. He rented a private bath time at the inn they were staying at. He finished his relaxing bath and went to his room. Sakura was in her room reading a book. Books became one of Sakura's interests after she assumed human form. Rimuru approached her and she gave a smile when she saw him. He sat down and started to drink tea. Sakura came over and sat on his lap. Sakura. Can I stay here? Well, you can, it's just that Sakura was only wearing a very thin dress in addition to her undergarments so Rimuru could feel her body touching him. That's why he was kind of embarrassed. Rimuru-san don't like my new dress. Maybe I should take it off then. Wait. What? Sakura dematerialized her dress and was only in her underwear. She stood in just her bra and panties on Rimuru's lap with her hands around his neck. This caused Rimuru's tent to pack up. She gave a small groan when she felt that Rimuru had gotten hard. Sakura. Do you want to do this now? Rimuru asked half embarrassed. Sakura kissed him and spoke. Yes. She continued kissing him and Rimuru could feel their private parts touching each other through their clothes. And Rimuru and Sakura enjoy themselves together doing the deeds. Rimuru woke up with his hands on very intimate parts of Sakura and turned red. Sakura? He asked if she was awake, quite embarrassed. Yes. She was awake. Sorry. He took his hands away and spoke embarrassed. Don't worry. She gave him a kiss to reassure him and smiled happily. They got up and put on their clothes. Rimuru then asked. Are you feeling all right? She turned red because he was worried and said. Yes. I feel some discomfort down here, but everything is fine. She spoke and hugged herself to his arm. They went downstairs and Chloe was downstairs eating. Did you have fun? By the looks of it, Sakura asked Chloe for privacy and Chloe knew why. Well. Rimuru scratched the back of his neck embarrassedly thinking about how to answer her. Yes, very. Sakura answered in his place and gave a smile. It will take how long for the army to arrive? Rimuru tried to change the subject and Chloe hugged his arm. She then spoke. They'll be here in a few hours. How about we go there and wait for them? Yes. Let's go. CH-29, Battle or Massacre? They have arrived. Rimuru spoke. Currently Rimuru, Hajime, the girls, Aiko and the students were standing on top of a wall that Rimuru raised with earth magic. This wall was merely representative as monsters would not get here. It was also quite high so that the citizens would not see the battle. Hajime-kun, I will kill the army and you take care of the generals. I'll also leave the black mage to you. Ma. Fine. Rimuru told everyone that the monster army was not being controlled completely. Only their leaders were controlled by the Black Mage and the rest were following them. Hajime agreed with Rimuru, and Shia and Yu didn't seem to mind. Chloe was going to help kill the monsters as well. Hajime was going to set off on the generals, but... Wait. Huh? There. Hajime took a fright as his presence detection did not detect it. The army of monsters was on the horizon, but there was something, there, right next to the wall standing still was. Oh. What is that? Hajime asked confused. Rimuru thought for a while and spoke. He doesn't seem to be with the army. He must have been sent by the gods. They must think that now is the perfect chance to kill some of you and affect me or something. If they think that, they must not have that much knowledge of my powers. Rimuru-san, let me take care of that thing. Rimuru-san destroy the army and Sakura-chan help Hajime-kun and the others. The black monster had the strength of an awakened demon lord. That was nothing to Chloe. She could easily defeat it. So Rimuru agreed. Maybe they want to test my strength? So they sent someone disposable. Maybe that's it. Rimuru was thoughtful, so Hajime spoke up. It's moving. They looked at the monster and the creature raised its arms. A purple light came out of its arms and then. What the fuck is that? That's impossible. No. It can't be. The students were sweating cold this as the monster army multiplied by 10 times. Hajime then looked at Rimuru and spoke. Can you still do it? He knew that Rimuru was powerful, but 600,000 was really a lot. Yes. Yes. Don't worry. The students were confused by Rimuru saying he could destroy this army in such a casual tone, but at least it calmed them down a bit. Chloe went towards the monster and Hajime. Yu and Shia went towards the generals. The students and Aiko could only cheer. Chloe went towards the monster. The monster saw her and spoke. So you guys have met Hein. Sama said that might happen. The monster spoke. His voice was thick and a little sinister. He was probably talking about Chloe finding Rimuru. What is your name? I am Cardenas. I know who you are. The heroine Chloe Albert. Yes. If you surrender I can let you live. Chloe was a hero by nature and did not like to kill. That's why she asked for surrender, but if he denied she would attack mercilessly. Don't talk nonsense. He spoke this and his arms turned into blades. Chloe realized that he would not surrender and attacked. It was a single blow from her sword, but it was enough to make Cardenas retreat. Cardenas didn't understand. The gods had told him that Chloe was weak and would be easily defeated by him. Cardenas seemed to realize something and muttered. So they used me. Cardenas didn't know why, but the gods had lied to him about his opponent's strength and sent him to his death. The best he could do was escape, but for that, he would have to defeat Chloe. Demonic flames. He launched purple flames at Chloe. These flames were stronger than Yu's blue flames, but they were much weaker than Rimuru's black flames. Rimuru's flames were so Rimuru's black flames were very powerful. So this guy might have had the strength of an awakened demon lord, but he didn't know how to use it properly. He was weak. Chloe's sword glowed white and cut through the flames easily. Cardenas lit his arms into purple flames and took off on Chloe. Chloe's sword clashed with both arms. Chloe used her strength to make Cardenas retreat. When he stepped back he lost his balance and she delivered a spinning kick to his stomach. Blowa. Cardenas was thrown far away and vomited blood as he hit the wall. Chloe moved closer to attack once again. Demon barrier. Several purple barriers formed between him and Chloe. Chloe attacked the barrier with her sword and boom, the barrier exploded and purple flames went towards Chloe. This was an explosive barrier that had great power if it accepted its opponent. Cardenas was about to gloat when boom, the other barriers were blown away and Chloe was unharmed. Chloe had the strength of a real dragon and an awakened demon lord was child's play to her. Especially one that couldn't use its powers in the right way like Cardenas, who seemed to have recently evolved. If it was a maximized awakened demon lord, Chloe could face a maximum of 10 at the same time. That was if they could move with time stopped. If they couldn't do that she could face as many as she wanted. She just didn't stop time now as she was using Cardenas to practice. Go. Cardenas barely managed to dodge Chloe's attack and had his arm ripped off. The arm was regenerating slowly, but it was spending a lot of mana. Cardenas put all his power into his remaining arm to fight while the other arm regenerated. Die. He attacked with his blade arm and Chloe defended with admirable fencing. PCHIN. Their attacks clashed and Chloe looked normal, but Cardenas was tired. Cardenas's other arm had regenerated and he was fighting back with everything. Chloe delivered a vertical blow with her sword glowing from being strengthened. Ah! You monster! He crossed his arms in an X to defend, but both were cut off and he was forced to retreat while bleeding. No, I can't die. I can't die. He spoke this and a powerful magical power began to pour out of him. A bang resounded and a cocoon of purple mana formed around Cardenas. From there it came out. Haha. Now even you won't be able to defeat me. Hajime, Shia, you and Sakura went towards the enemy generals. There were some ogre-like monsters there that had also been multiplied, so there were several generals. Dopan. Hajime fired several shots and killed some generals that looked like video game ogres. The other ogres got scared and went after Hajime. Shia and you were along and it was really easy to kill them even if they have 10 times as many. Draconic Thunder. Boom! Yu used her magic that mixed lightning and gravity and destroyed several ogres. The ogres gave pitiful screams and died. Take that. Ploft. Ploft. Shia crushed them like they were nothing while giving determined screams. Dopan. Hajime fired more accurate shots and the generals were already half gone. He wanted to end this as quickly as possible, so he pulled out his machine gun. You, Shia. The two saw Hajime with the machine gun and jumped behind him. And easy as that all the generals died. That left only Hayar. 9 white 5-tailed wolves appeared. The black mage was fleeing on top of another white wolf, but no one in the group chased him as they had already figured he would do that. Let's go. Hajime spoke and they began the fight. Hajime fought with 4 wolves, Yu with 3 and Shia with 3. Dea. Shia attacked the wolf vertically and it dodged to the side. She was about to attack again when her death vision beeped. She knew what was going to happen and gave a spinning kick to the right. Hayu. Ploft. The wolf was kicked and gave a wailing cry. Shia took advantage and delivered a sledgehammer smashing its head. She was about to attack the other wolf when Dopan. The wolf was killed by a shot from Schlag. Shia turned around and saw that Hajime and Yu had already defeated their enemies. Phew. She was relieved. The black mage was scared. He was first happy with his army that had multiplied. He thought this was a help from his contractor, but then he was horrified by the power of these people coming to kill the generals. He started to run and heard a voice. Do you think you will run away? A beam of pink light went through the head of the wolf he was riding and he fell. WH. Who are you? He spoke startled. In front of him was a beautiful woman with pink hair. My name is Sakura. I've come to capture you. Sakura agreed that she would keep an eye on the black magician and should the others need help she would do so. Die. He threw a purple magic, but Sakura defended easily. Sakura took out her katana and shortened the distance between them. Get out. The mage tried to attack and move away, but it didn't work and Sakura came close. Sakura delivered a blow with the hilt of her sword that hit the back of his head. The magician fainted. Sakura carried the black-haired young man passed out and took him to the group. She arrived at the group and threw the young man in front of them. Puf, there you go. He crashed to the ground and Hajime took off his hood to see his face. Just as I imagined. Cardenas had just gained a new transformation when he was on the verge of death like some anime protagonist. He now had strong armor and was laughing happily because of his new power. Cardenas even forgot that he was in a fight. So Chloe took advantage of it. Crack, Yuwa. Chloe kicked him in the stomach. The kick cracked his armor and launched him far away. His body flew off and hit a mound of dirt. Cardenas spat blood once more. How is this possible? There's no way that can happen. I have all this power. There's no way I can lose. Cardenas was shouting indignantly. He grabbed his new whip and attacked Chloe hard. Bam! A bang resounded as Chloe blocked Cardenas's whip. He began to strike again and again. Bam! 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 Cardenas gave vertical and horizontal attacks with his whip. Each attack defended was another bang. Chloe defended easily and decided to attack. Cardenas didn't want her to come any closer out of fear. Stay away. Death ray. He backed away desperately and used his not free to cast a purple magic beam. Chloe simply blocked the beam and kept moving forward. Cardenas tried to run away, but Chloe grabbed him by the neck and holy destruction. Cardenas's armor glowed and vanished into thin air. That was a simple attack by Chloe. Please wait, I'll do anything. Don't kill me. I pledge allegiance to you. Splat, his head fell to the ground. Chloe knew that this kind of person could not be trusted. She also realized that this Cardenas was just a pawn and would have no useful information, so she killed him. That was quick. I think I should go back. Maybe Rimuru-san will praise me. Ehehe. My turn. Rimuru hadn't attacked yet. He wanted to first check if there was no one powerful hiding, but Chloe was almost killing that guy who could be considered someone strong. So if anyone was going to come out, now was the time, but no one came out and Rimuru went on the attack. He opened his wings and flew into the middle of the enemy army. The enemies didn't even notice him, so he started the massacre. He raised his hand slightly. Gravity collapse. Two giant black pillars hundreds of meters high appeared in the middle of the enemy army. These pillars were similar to use gravity magic, but much more powerful. He, Ura. Shrieks of wailing were heard and the monsters continued to be sucked to their deaths. The pillars killed 100,000 monsters and disappeared. However, that was not the end. Blessing of death. A black flame appeared in Rimuru's hand and he crushed it. The reason Rimuru used a gravity magic was so that even those who didn't die would be pulled close to him. Then he used this area magic that killed any weak life forms in a certain area. A beam of black flames came out of the black flame and went towards a monster. He died, and from that monster 2 beams of black flames came out and went towards other monsters. From those other monsters 4 beams came out, and so on. All the monsters in the army were killed. Looks like you have some escapees. Some monsters ran away and Rimuru chased them so that they would not attack villages nearby. After Chloe killed Cardenas, the bodies of those monsters that were clones disappeared without a trace. Aiko and the students could only stare in bewilderment. Their jaws looked like they were about to touch the ground, so abetted. That fight of Chloe and the black monster was so fast that they could only hear delayed sounds of Chloe's sword attacking the monster. They could see shadows now and then, and they could also see when the two stopped to talk. Everyone was wide-eyed trying to understand the duel, but something made them forget about it. Oh, what is that? Yuka pointed to the army and there were 2 giant black pillars there. The pillars were pulling the monsters like a vacuum cleaner and it was something really unbelievable. Am I dreaming? Is it a nightmare? I hope that's from one of our own. My God, that can't be true. Murmurs like this were heard, but it wasn't over. Rimuru cast Death Blessing, and everyone's eyes glazed over. Quote. No one could say anything. It was a scene too unreal for comment. An army of 600,000 annihilated easily. Some of them were shivering or in a cold sweat. Aiko was thinking that they were right to put up a wall. That way no one from the city would see it and be traumatized. Even Hajime and the group, minus Sakura, were afraid. Yu saw a much higher version of her gravity magic and was wondering what was that magic that looked like flames from hell, and Shia could only stare dumbfounded. Shia didn't understand any of the magic that was cast. She only understood one thing. He overdid it right. Shia spoke indignantly at the unreal events in front of her. Now they understood why they called Rimuru such exaggerated things like Great Lord Demon, or Creator of Chaos, or He who rules over Lord Demon. Yes, he really did exaggerate. Let's go back to Sensei and the others to make sure they are not traumatized. Yes, I think it's best. Me too. The girls agreed and they headed toward the city wall. Are you guys okay? Hajime asked Aiko and the students who were staring at the spot where the monsters had died so far. They took a fright when they heard Hajime, but came back to their senses at his question. Hajime then threw someone in front of him. It was a black-haired mage. Shimizu-kun. Aiko saw her student who had disappeared and ran to see if he was okay. Hajime then told them that he was the black mage. Why did you do that? Aiko asked sadly. Because if I did that, I could be the hero. He spoke in an obsessed voice, his expression was the same. What do you mean Hiyori? How would destroying the city make you a Hiyori? A Hiyori to the demons. They gave me orders to kill you, sensei.
Aiko was a great threat to the demons. The humans had the advantage in numbers over the demons, but that yielded many mouths to feed. So one of the big expenses of war is food, but Aiko could improve and speed up the crops, which was a big advantage for the humans, and obviously the demons didn't like that. Hajime observed Shimizu. Shimizu looked lost. He was willing to kill his own teacher just to be treated like a hero. His expression as he said this was not at all guilty. Hajime thought it best to pull him away from Aiko, but it was too late. Get away. I'll kill her. Shimizu grabbed Aiko by the neck and had a needle that seemed to contain poison in his hand. The students looked dumbfounded at their colleague using their beloved teacher as a hostage. Rimuru was coming back, and at that moment, look out. No one understood what happened, but Shia moved toward Aiko. Shimizu pierced Aiko's neck with the poison and a loud sound was heard. Boom. An extremely fast magic came from the mountain. The magic was the size of an arrow and went towards Aiko. Shia managed to catch Aiko and was hit in the abdomen by the magic arrow. Shimizu was hit in the chest by the arrow and fell to the ground. At this moment Rimuru arrived. He saw Shia now with a severe stomach wound and Aiko with poisoning. He could give Shia a healing potion and then analyze the poison to cure Aiko. Even if she died before the analysis, Rimuru could save her soul and put her back when her body was healed. Rimuru wanted to pursue the shooter, so he was thinking of leaving a clone to save them, but a clone was really hard to keep if they were far away. Normally it would be easy, but Rimuru had no control over the space laws here and could only keep clones if they were nearby. Rimuru then saw Hajime taking out a jar of ambrosia. Hajime was heading towards Shia, but Rimuru threw a healing potion at her first. Hajime looked at him and Rimuru spoke. I will chase the shooter. Save sensei. Right. Rimuru went after the shooter. He was a demon riding a magical flying beast and seemed surprised to see Rimuru chasing him with wings.
The demon tried to run away, but failed. He easily caught up with the shooter and used God of Souls Hades to take his memories, but unfortunately he had nothing relevant. The demon was just a pawn who was ordered to kill Aiko.
What a waste of time. Hajime picked up the jar of ambrosia and took it to Aiko.
Sensei. Drink this. He tried to give the ambrosia to Aiko, but she couldn't swallow it because of the poison. Well, there's nothing to do, he thought, and he turned the water in the same way he saved Shia from drowning. Aiko healed herself and turned completely red. Rimuru returned at this moment. The shooter knew nothing relevant. Rimuru spoke and Aiko returned to her senses. She looked at Shimizu, who was lying bleeding. Shimizu-kun. She went to him and realized that he was on the verge of death. She looked at Hajime and spoke. Nagumo-kun, quick. Give him one of that potion you gave me. So. Hajime looked at Rimuru and they had a telepathic conversation with thought acceleration. The two nodded in agreement. Hajime walked over to Shimizu and asked. Shimizu. Are you my enemy? Shimizu looked at him and spoke. No. I do whatever you want. I'll manipulate anyone you want. Just save me. Hajime looked at Rimuru and he shook his head as if denying something. Sakura, who hadn't said anything until now, spoke. Those are the eyes of a madman. Hajime aimed his gun. No. Dopan Aiko, I couldn't stop it, and Hajime shot him. Aiko fell to her knees. Why? He was my enemy. But he said. I'm not so innocent to believe a madman. Guys, let's go. They started toward the car and Hajime spoke. Sensei. If possible, don't give up. He spoke this and got into the car. Inside the car, Rimuru was wearing a lap pillow on Chloe while cuddled around her waist. Chloe was stroking her hair, half embarrassed. Sakura next to him looked jealous, but Rimuru said he would spoil her later. Will was standing next to them a little uncomfortable and Shia looked pensive next to Kei, who was hugging Hajime. At this moment Will spoke. Hey, are you sure it's okay to leave it like this? Yeah. No problem. Hajime and Rimuru replied. Rimuru-san, wouldn't it be better to tell them? Chloe asked and Rimuru gave a smile and spoke, so you figured it out? Yes. Sakura-chan also realized it and Yu-chan is the same. Understood what? Why am I the only one who doesn't know things? Shia looked sad. Yu at this moment spoke up. Can I tell them? Hajime nodded in agreement. Yu then told them that Hajime killed Shimizu to protect Aiko. Hajime and Rimuru thought about putting a slave collar on Shimizu and leaving him alive with the students. That way he couldn't kill anyone, but it would be dangerous because the demons could remove the necklace in exchange for killing Aiko. Shimizu would probably accept. Rimuru and Hajime saw it in Shimizu's words, attitude and face. He had no salvation left. Shimizu had fallen. So they decided to finish Shimizu off. Rimuru wanted to kill him himself so that the blame wouldn't be all on Hajime, but Hajime told him that if it had been Rimuru, Aiko would have realized the farce. The travesty was that they killed Shimizu instead of letting him die. He was bleeding puddles and was going to die anyway, but if he died from the shot that was aimed at Aiko, the teacher would blame herself and there is no telling how she would deal with that. So Hajime shot him so she would blame him. Oh. I see. Aiko will understand. She's smart, but don't worry, she's strong. Shia and Yu spoke. At this moment. Hey Will. A voice came from behind Will. There was Tio stuck in the window. Can you help pull my butt out? Will helped her in and Hajime spoke. Didn't I tell you not to come? Yes, but I have to stay with my master. If master doesn't allow it, I'll go around all the towns telling what master did to my butt. Tisk. Just don't get in our way. Hajime reluctantly agreed and so Tio joined the group.